You can answer a question about would you work there, would you work at Celtic, would you work at different company, is when you're asked.
Yeah, but then you're telling me that
so I don't know until someone asks me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is not a good manager or he hasn't got good coaching staff, but in the summer they change all the coaching staff. So you're on about a manager having a bit of power and control of the football club. I bet Den Hag's like it. I bet he's got none of that. So players they'll look at the manager and go, well, all your staff went in the summer. I didn't see you fighting for any of them. You're bringing more staff in. I just think it looks chaotic, doesn't it?
What do you consider?
I'm not leaving you, Righty. I'm not leaving you.
I'm not trying to get rich.
Some of the changes he's making is
he's a character.
But not surprised, when you see United, when these results, and I actually thought they'd get a result at Villa. Again, I'm not surprised when they go and kind of get a result, 0-0, whereas years ago you think United should go on Villa and enjoy it and score goals always down at Villa. But that United team, this one, and I know people get sick of hearing it, I'm always looking at the kind of, I always visualise myself in that dressing room. What kind of dressing room is it? And when I hear players talking after a game, you always say about United when you played for them, you go, hopefully, listen, we've got a really good team, hopefully. But you'd be disgusted when we played, and we can only go from our experience. I would be disgusted if I came in after a game and I felt another team wanted it more than us.
They wouldn't do that if you was involved.
No, but the problem is, you try and make sure that never even crosses anyone's mind. That you go, today we just kind of go through the motions, our skill and talent won't be enough. No, it won't be enough. You have to... Gary, we used to say to people, listen, lads, you were there, remind people who you are, you were Man United, remember what... And you have to bring something to the party, and that is that pressure, the expectation, but, enjoy all of that stuff. And that, again, didn't mean to say we were winning every week. There was times we won nothing, obviously. But you'd embrace that Man United, the badge, the history, the part of it, the wide players, entertainment. I know sometimes you have to sit in, and I like when teams sit in. But when you watch Man United, you're hearing people all going, it's... Even the Villa game at the weekend, a bit. And I hate using the word almost kind of boring, that type of scenario. You go, really?
But all those things that need to be instilled by people who were there at captains.
Well, I don't know. But
that's what needs to happen, because are we supposed to think that all of a sudden Man United are going to get a manager in and then all that's just going to click into place?
But the senior players at the club, you're on about Maguire, these players have played 68 international football, played in big tournaments. You got World Cup winners, you had Veranda, lads who've won the Champions League. I'd love to know what they're doing at the training ground every day. Who's pushing, who's getting hold of maybe the younger players who might be making mistakes, that's fine, we've all been there. Who's getting a grip of all these players?
I think, to be fair, you mentioned Harry a couple of times now. I think personally the way in which he has been, I'm going to say treated, and I'm sort of not levelling that at anybody over a 3 or 4 year period. And I can say, having the captaincy taken off him,
he should have never got the captaincy.
He was wanted by Manchester City 5 years
ago. I couldn't give it...
I know, my point is, though, we've brought players in who've got good reputations, who were well sought after. Everyone thought he was wanted by Manchester City 5 years ago.
I couldn't give it...
I know, my point is, though, we've brought players in who've got good reputations, who were well sought after. Everyone thought at the time was a good signing. Not just Harry, but 20 or 30 of these players. And they all have been absolutely destroyed on the job. And that's the thing that needs to stop. Even managers, to be fair.
I couldn't agree more with you, Gary.
It's become a graveyard for really good people and good players.
For decision-making and managers, Harry Maguire walks into United, obviously new club for him, and the worry for me is Harry comes into the club, whatever it was playing style, he's given the captaincy. What does that say about the rest of the group? That he's just walked in, he's not even had a year or two at the club where you go, listen, he's learned what the club is about. So that was unfair on him, 100%.
That's the issue. If you look at Manchester United now, and if you look at the teams from the past, which you don't want to keep going to the past, but you've got 5, 6, 7 captains in every team. You look at Man United now, I don't see one.
But even Eriksen last week, I'll go back to Eriksen, sorry. Eriksen's an experienced international player, right? Vastly experienced. So he's back in the United team the last few weeks, because I heard the manager saying he's doing really well in training. Eriksen's not going to close the gap on Liverpool and Arsenal, Man City, absolutely not. Good experience. So he's coming out after the game a couple of weeks ago, and he's actually said, no, I'm looking at him going, even if you feel that, and it has happened where you thought they wanted it more than you don't bloody say it, you fool, do you? But he's coming up going, they probably wanted it more than us. Someone should get a grip of it going, what are you sending them messages out about us for? We go and say we had a disappointing result, but we'll bounce back next week.